Welcome to the FL Studio Core Fundamentals video series. In this video, I want to explain some basics about the mixer. The mixer in FL Studio is one of the most important aspects of music production, especially once you have your song laid out and set the way you want. You may want to tweak the levels or add effects and improve the overall sound of your song. To bring up the mixer, you can press F9, you can select View Mixer, or you can also select the shortcut on the toolbar to bring up the mixer. Here's my mixer. I'm going to bring it into the middle of the view, and actually I might as well just close these other windows so we could focus on the mixer. Now the mixer can be simple and it can be complex. Okay. In this video though, we're just going to talk about it quickly and easily without going into too much advanced or intermediate information. But the mixer is basically where all of your sounds, your channels from the channel rack. Actually, let's bring the channel rack back up just so we can talk about that. All of these sounds in your channel rack have this number over here, and this number tells it what mixer number or mixer track to send its output into. For example, let me go back to my piano. In my piano channel rack here, the piano is set to go to track number 7. And if we look at track number 7 here, it's called Piano Mellow. And this is where the piano sound will be sent. From here, eventually it will make its way to the master channel. All of the sounds that go to the master channel are what you hear in your final song arrangement. And I have obviously many different channels. The thing about these mixer tracks, if we look at this green area here that's highlighted, while I don't have the vocals, this is for a vocal, but what I want to point out to you is how the mixer uses one channel. So that green area is the channel. It's like a strip, right? You can see here the pad or in the channel pad. But because many of these aren't colored, they might be a little bit confusing. One of the things I can do is I'll add a color here to the piano, and then you can see how it's a strip, a mixer strip, so to speak, right? And when it's active, whichever mixer strip or mixer track is active, the fader will highlight. These are called faders, these sliders right here. These will highlight, indicating that it's active. Additionally, the number will get a little square over it, and in the title of the mixer, it'll tell you which one is active. So, one thing to point out about the mixer, like a lot of other things in FL Studio, is it can have a different look and feel. I just want to point out, if we look at the title bar and go over here to the right, where it says wide 3 on my screen, that drop down can give your mixer different layouts. I like wide 3, so that's what I use. Additionally, when you have a mixer channel activated, you have an area over here. Now on mine, it's on the left side. For yours, and I'm just going to set it real quickly, it could be on the right side. But it pertains to the active channel. And in this this is called the track inspector, and in the track inspector you have 10 slots for effects. You have a 3-channel EQ and some settings, some knobs for it. And you have an input and an output. You have an input and an output and a track latency, but we're not going to talk about that. That's more of an advanced feature. But this is where you would manage the things about that track. Now I'm going to go ahead and move my track inspector back over because I'm just more comfortable with it on this side. I can go to a track here, number 3, which has a plugin in one of the 10 slots I have available. If I go to my master, I also have a plugin called Ozone 11 in that one. And these can be brought up just by clicking on them. And the plugin comes up and then you can use it as needed. So every mixer track has 10 slots you can use. Now, if you have a sound, I'm gonna go ahead and drag a new sound over here just for demonstration purposes. Let's say I go to maybe we'll go to packs. Where was the loops? And I'll go to one of these drum loops and I'll drag it over. So now I have this drum loop in my project. Now, it's currently not being routed anywhere. And when that's the case, the track number up here will be 3 dashes. It's displayed here. It's displayed here as well. Okay, so, but in order for me to route it to a track, I can go into the settings for it, left click where it says track, and then push up or down to slide it around into the track I want it to exist in. If there was already a mixer track on here that I wanted to assign it to, I could easily just set it to that particular track. Or if I wanted to go to the next open track, which in this case, if I look at my current tracks in use, it looks like it's number 19 right here. I can just activate that and hit Control L. When I did that, it routed it to the next open mixer track automatically without me having to slide over to it. And it gave it the name of my channel, DL Electron. Now, obviously it's cut off because it's too short to show the entire text there, but that's what it's done. And now I have that routed. When I do play this track, you'll see it'll play here on that channel. And then, like I said, eventually this channel will route itself to the master to be mixed with all the other ones if I was to play this in my playlist. Within each track, you have the name, you have this little window for activity. It's like a peak meter. You have a mute button. You have a panning knob. You have a volume slider or fader. And then you have the track separation button here also. Now, I hesitate to explain everything in detail and show you everything because depending on your settings, you may or may not see everything. Like, for example, these track separation knobs will hide if the window is short enough. You see how they hid, but when I expand it, some options become visible. So be aware that in FL Studio, sometimes the size does matter with respect to what you can see and use. So there you go. That's the basic introduction to the mixer. In future videos, I hope to talk about things like EQ, compression, reverb, delay, and other things you can do with the mixer, as well as how to route mixer tracks to get better mixes using something called sends and buses. But for now, just remember the mixer is where you want to send all your sounds so that they can get combined and then sent to the master channel, and that's what you will hear as your end result of your combined audio. That's it for the mixer section. Stay tuned for the next video.